3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Angie. All right, what is the difference between forgiveness and trust? Apparently a lot. John and Robbie Iobst are back. They work with couples and they get them back on track and loving each other. So John and Robbie, in terms of forgiveness and trust in a relationship, obviously very important but different.
Yes. Well, good morning first.
Morning.
There's a couple of myths about forgiveness that get perpetuated in our society and our churches. One of them is that it's quick. It's quick and easy, and I think it does need to be quick, but it needs to be deliberate. Just this week, Robbie and I each had the opportunity to do something that hurt the other.
Oh.
And then we had to make a decision, and that's the important thing about forgiveness. Forgiveness is a decision. We had to make a decision to forgive each other. And so what forgiveness is, and again, this is much bigger and much more complicated, and we spent a lot of time with it in our book, but the simple version is that when we're not forgiving someone, when we're offended by someone, we become the judge, jury, and executioner in our own hearts and minds. And we get to the point where we're holding their throats in our hands, and we just want justice. So forgiveness is the decision to take my hands off her throat.
Right, and to realize that we aren't the one that is responsible for it. We're the punisher. We
Right.
need to be the punisher. No, like you said, take the hands off the throat per se. And again, we're just talking figuratively, of course, and make that decision to forgive.
Yeah. Now, probably one of the biggest, and we hear this all the time. People say, "Oh, forgive and forget." I don't know that that's possible. I'm not sure that a human can forgive and forget.
Yeah.
What we can do is choose to forgive, but we can't forget about it, which then leads to the problem of trust. We can forgive each other, but I'm still aware of what's happened. So trust is a more difficult thing.
Our first 7 years of marriage were really basically a lie between the two of us. And then we've told you, we almost got divorced. I left John for a while. And we had to come to the place where I forgave him, he forgave me. And we made that decision, but I didn't trust him immediately. It took a long time for me to trust. And in churches, too often, or anywhere, not just churches, I see people saying, "Hi, I'm sorry I hurt you. Will you forgive me right now? Right now, forgive me." Oh, and it's ridiculous. Trust takes time. The trust in our minds is consistency plus time. So you have to have consistent behavior over time. Right. So a lot of people think trust and forgiveness are the same. They're not.
Right. So if I've done something to offend or harm Robbie, besides asking for forgiveness, besides acknowledging what I've done wrong so she can forgive me, I then need to be different. And I need to be different
Good point.
Pretty consistently.
Right.
And then Robbie gets to decide for how long before she feels that she can trust me again.
Yeah. Like in our time after we got back together, John would say, at the first, he would say, "Okay, when are you going to forgive me? When is it?" And I see that a lot where it's been so long. What are you going to do? I mean, come on. Yeah, what does it take?
At least 5 or 6 minutes. It's been so long.
And it's always the person who has been wronged that gets to tell how long it takes for them to trust.
Good point. It's the person who's been wronged. They decide how long it will take for them to trust. The person, the perpetrator per se, doesn't tell you when you can trust them. Like, you have to trust me now. It's been long enough. All right. I want to make sure people can find you. You have Caught in His Arms, a marriage ministry in faith. You rekindled your own love and can help others do the same. How do we find you?
You go to caughtinhisarms.com, and I want to tell you that October 1st at Solid Grounds here in Denver, we're having our book launch. So our book will be available at that website after October.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks, Angie.
Thanks, Angie. Bye.
Have a great day.